Well, hello and happy St. Patrick's Day. Clearly, I am in green and I'm celebrating in my own way the past couple weeks, but I want to do something a little bit different. Instead of delving into chapter 10 of Matthew, we will do that tomorrow. But I wanted to have a little bit of a talk about St. Patrick because we often celebrate today as in more of a pagan way. And the impact of Patrick is powerful, and it's important for even today. So I want to tell you a little bit about one of the stories of St. Patrick. But during his time period, there was an event that took place where the Druid king at the time would go and light a fire. It was the Druid High King, and he would light a fire on one particular night of the year. Now it was known that if anybody lit a fire before the king's fire, that person would be put to death. Well, and this, of course, was for a pagan god that they served. This king would light it. It was for their sun god. But from that fire, all the other fires would be lit in Ireland across the region. Well, in defiance to this Druid High King's fire, Patrick goes and climbs the Hill of Slane. This now was also on Easter's Eve, the night before Easter. So Patrick lights this fire for Jesus, and he is lighting to be in the face of this Druid king and say, no, this is going the only fire that's going to be lit is for Jesus. And so he lights this fire, and the king says, if we do not extinguish this flame, it will sweep all over all of Ireland. So he sends himself and his men to go and kill Patrick. Now, as soon as he gets close, Patrick says loudly and clearly to the men that are coming to kill him and in the king's presence, and says, may God come up to scatter his enemies, and may those who hate him flee from his face. Now it's written that 7 times 7 men fell, and the king, driven by fear, bent before Patrick and worshipped his God. So in this story of Patrick that's often so forgotten, he lit a fire that truly did, as the king prophesied, even though he was not serving God at the time, he prophesied that it would spread throughout all of Ireland, and it did. The revival fires burned throughout Ireland, and many came to know God. So in this special day of St. Patrick's is a time to also remember that we are given a fire from the light of from God's holy fire to be able to light and spread it. A lot of times we don't want to celebrate certain days like St. Patrick's Day for Christians, or some Christians have a hard time with Christmas and other days. But when you look at it in this sense of, there have been holidays that have been taken for pagan purposes, but we as Christians can take those back. Just like St. Patrick's, if we put the focus back onto what actually took place in the history, that Patrick started a revival in his land, in this land, and in Ireland, and we can do the same. But this is what we are given opportunities to do with these holidays, is to take back what the enemy has tried to use to celebrate things his way, when we can take it back and celebrate it God's way. Same with Christmas, same with even Halloween has been taken by paganism, but it was a special day because it was a Reformation Day on October 31st. So many pagan holidays that can be used to spread God's light, not to let the enemy have a heyday and party time with it, but to actually be able to tell the gospel through these powerful stories. So hopefully it'll give you a little bit more food for thought today as you're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and maybe wearing green as well.